recognizing and understanding anxiety. Have you ever felt your heart racing, your chest heavy, and your mind swirling with unclear worries? That's anxiety, a difficult but surprisingly loyal companion in modern life. Anxiety isn't the enemy. It's an internal warning signal reminding us of hidden dangers and uncertainties waiting ahead. Why does anxiety appear biologically? Anxiety is our body's natural response to danger, part of the fight or flight system that prepares us to react. In today's world, even without wild beasts lurking, anxiety shows up when we face pressures from work, finances, health, or relationships. It's like a red light flashing in our mind, signaling us to pay attention. What's anxiety's purpose? Anxiety helps us prepare, stay alert, and sometimes pushes us to act to avoid risks. But if left unchecked, it can turn into an internal storm, stealing our sleep, focus, and even joy. So how can we face anxiety gently, with a light heart, and still keep inner peace? Stoicism offers a wonderful companion on this journey. The world is a temple. Learn Tra. First look at the world around you as a temple full of wonders. The fiery sunsets over California's beaches, birds singing in Central Park, or the simple smiles of loved ones around the dinner table. No matter how chaotic or turbulent the world feels, there are peaceful and beautiful moments to cherish. Don't let anxiety blur the beauty of the present. Remember, each day you live is a gift, a true present in both time and meaning. Imagine walking along Santa Monica Beach at sunset. The golden light sparkles on the water. A gentle breeze caresses your face and you feel a rare peace within. Even if your life is tangled with deadlines, financial worries, or complicated relationships, that moment reminds you that the world still holds much beauty worth treasuring. Stoicism teaches us to see the world not only through the lens of difficulties, but also through the beauty and value of the present. When we appreciate these small things, anxiety loses some of its power because we're no longer swept away by negative thoughts. Anxiety doesn't come from outside, it lives within us. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many expected anxiety to lessen when flights stopped, meetings were canceled, and society paused. But no, anxiety persisted and even grew. The author realized that anxiety isn't a product of external circumstances, but a state within. You might be sitting quietly in a calm room with no obvious pressures, yet your mind races with worries about the future or unknowns. Anxiety is like a cloud in the soul, and we can learn to observe it without getting carried away. For example, someone working from home in Seattle might avoid stressful commutes or tight schedules, but still feel anxious about job security or a loved one's health. Anxiety often arises less from outside events, and more from how we perceive and react to them. Stoicism emphasizes that while we can't control the external world, we can control how we perceive and respond to it. Recognizing this helps us reduce anxiety and live more peacefully. Even Marcus Aurelius felt anxiety. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, was not without feelings. In his meditations, he repeatedly reminded himself of his worries and inner struggles. He wrote, "You cannot avoid suffering, but you can avoid suffering caused by your perception." Stoicism is not about being emotionless, but about managing emotions with reason. Marcus didn't deny his anxiety. He faced it and turned it into motivation to live better. His story shows even the greatest wrestled with anxiety, but chose not to let emotions control their lives. This inspires us that anxiety is not a weakness, but a natural part of being human. Stoic strategies to reduce anxiety. There are many Stoic methods to ease anxiety often discussed in modern videos and podcasts. These strategies have helped millions, including the author, weather emotional storms. Some popular approaches include: observe emotions without judgment. When anxiety arises, instead of suppressing or fleeing, watch it as a visitor. Ask, where does this anxiety come from? What is it trying to tell me? Distinguish what you can and cannot control. Focus on what you can do, not on what's beyond your reach. Keep a journal. Writing down feelings and thoughts deepens self-understanding and eases tension. Practice deep breathing and meditation. Calm the nervous system and regain composure. Stay present. Don't let your mind get swept away by worries about the future or regrets about the past. These aren't magic cures, but ongoing practices requiring patience and daily effort. Little things are not small. Focus on the next small step. Don't let the enormity of your goals overwhelm you. Concentrate on the small actions right in front of you. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do the task at hand as if it were the last you would ever do." For instance, if you feel anxious about work, instead of thinking about the entire massive project, start by finishing one small part, sending one email or making one call. These small steps help you regain control and move closer to success. A friend in Boston shared that when overwhelmed by work pressure and anxiety, she began writing daily to-do lists and tackled tasks one by one. Gradually, she felt more in control and less anxious. Live gratefully in the present. The word present means both the current moment and a gift. No matter how hard life gets, remember this is the only time you truly have. Live fully without bitterness or blame. A friend in Seattle shared that facing a serious illness taught her to cherish every breath and moment with family. That's the power of gratitude. Gratitude doesn't deny difficulties, but acknowledges and values the small good things in life. When grateful, our minds ease anxiety and open to joy and peace. You don't have to have an opinion about everything. Marcus Aurelius also taught, you don't have to have an opinion about that. You don't need to get entangled in every issue or judge every event. Look at things neutrally and objectively. This helps keep peace and prevents getting caught in negative spirals. For example, when reading shocking or controversial news on social media, you can choose not to engage in heated debates, but observe calmly. This preserves your calm and avoids unnecessary negative emotions. Peace comes when you stop caring what others think. Marcus Aurelius said, "Tranquility comes when we only care about what we do and think." Don't let others control your feelings through their words or actions. For example, when criticized online, you can choose whether to let it affect you. Your perception and reaction decide your emotions. A friend in New York experienced harsh criticism after sharing personal views online. Initially sad and anxious, she learned to care less about others' opinions, focus on self-growth, and live true to her values. She found freedom and peace. Stoicism is not suppressing emotions. Stoics don't deny emotions, they handle them wisely. Writing journals was a method used by Marcus Aurelius Seneca and other Stoics to question and reflect on feelings. Ignoring emotions lets them build up and return heavier like credit card debt with high interest. You can start journaling with brief notes on daily feelings, gratitude, or thoughts to release anxiety gently and effectively. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most fears about the future never come true. The only thing we truly control is the present. Try this simple exercise. When anxiety about the future arises, ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Will it really happen? What can I do now to prepare? This reduces negative imagination and grounds you in reality. No one can hurt you unless you allow it. Epictetus reminded us, you are hurt the moment you believe yourself to be. Others can hurt us, but being hurt is our choice. We control our feelings and the story we tell about what happens. For example, when someone says something unkind, you can choose whether to let it affect you. Your perception and reaction decide your emotions. Walking a habit to train mind and soul, Nietzsche said. Only ideas had when walking have any worth. Seneca also advised that the mind needs rest through walking. The author walks daily, not just for health, but to listen, feel gratitude, and connect with family. Walking lets us step away from worries, giving space for the mind to relax and create. Try walking around your neighborhood park or even your yard to refresh your spirit. Start journaling. Today. You don't need long or fancy writing. Writing a few lines daily about gratitude, thoughts, or observations helps you master emotions and reduce anxiety. Journaling lets you review your journey, recognize progress, and learn from experiences. It's a wonderful tool to face anxiety gently and effectively. Every situation has two handles. Choose the useful one. Epictetus taught that every event has two ways to hold it. As a wound that weakens you. As a training opportunity that strengthens you. Choosing the right handle helps us grow and overcome anxiety. For example, being rejected for a job can be seen as a failure that discourages you or a valuable lesson to improve and prepare better next time. Conclusion: a cheerful and gentle encouragement. Anxiety is a natural part of life, a difficult but loyal friend. Stoicism doesn't promise to erase all anxiety, but helps you smile softly at storms, cherish every moment, and live freely in your soul. Remember, you're not fighting alone. Every small step, every deep breath, every journal entry is a victory in your inner battle. Above all, enjoy this journey. Life is a wonderful gift, even if it sometimes makes us a little anxious. Wishing you peace, happiness, and abundant positive energy. If you find this helpful, please share it with our friends who may still feel worried, troubled, or lonely on their own journeys.